Hi there. Welcome to Rise on English. I'm Maya. Thanks for spending your evening with me, or morning, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world right now. Quick question. Can you describe what you do after work? In English. I mean, not just I go home, but really describe your evening? I know it's frustrating. You know what you do, but finding the English words? That's the hard part. Many friends tell me they freeze when someone asks about their daily life. And then we end up saying, I watch TV for the 10th time, even though we did way more interesting things than that. Today, we're going to fix that. You'll learn simple, natural ways to talk about your evening routine, the real one, not the boring version. By the end of this video, you'll be able to describe your evening routine confidently in English from the moment you finish work to when you go to bed. No complicated grammar, no memorizing long scripts, just practical sentences you can use tomorrow. Just 15 minutes of practice with me. That's it. Here's why this is so useful. Talking about daily routines is one of the most common conversation topics. New friends ask, colleagues ask. Language exchange partners always start here. It's small talk gold. Last week, my friend Anna told me she finally had a real conversation with her neighbor just by talking about their evenings. Simple topic. Big connection. So, ready to sound more natural and confident? Let's rise together. And don't worry, we'll take it step by step. Let's start with the basics. These are simple sentences about coming home and starting your evening. Listen to me first, then repeat. Take your time. There's no rush here. I get home at 6. I take off my shoes. I change my clothes. I feel tired. I wash my hands. Very good. That's it. I make dinner. I eat slowly. I clean the dishes. I take a shower. I feel better. Perfect. Great job. Beautiful work. Now, let's make longer sentences. These sound more natural in real conversations. Listen. Then shadow me. I usually get home around 6:30. I usually get home around 6:30. The first thing I do is change clothes. The first thing I do is change clothes. After that, I start making dinner. After that, I start making dinner. I often cook something simple and quick. I often cook something simple and quick. I eat dinner while watching TV. I eat dinner while watching TV. Beautiful. Keep going. Sometimes I eat dinner while watching TV, and sometimes I forget what I'm watching because the food is that good. Anyone else do that? Then I wash the dishes and clean up. Then I wash the dishes and clean up. After dinner, I have some free time. After dinner, I have some free time. Sometimes I call my family or friends. Sometimes I call my family or friends. Around 9, I start getting ready for bed. Around 9, I start getting ready for bed. I usually go to bed around 10 or 10:30. I usually go to bed around 10 or 10:30. Excellent. You're doing great. Now, let's put it all together. I'm going to tell you about my typical evening. First, just listen to the whole story. Then we'll break it into smaller parts for you to shadow. Ready? I usually get home from work around 6 in the evening. I'm always tired, so the first thing I do is change into comfortable clothes. Then I go to the kitchen and start preparing dinner. I like cooking simple meals, maybe pasta or stir-fried vegetables with rice. While I'm cooking, I listen to music or a podcast. After dinner, I wash the dishes and tidy up a little. Then I have my free time. Sometimes I watch a show, sometimes I read, or I just scroll through my phone. Around 9:30. I start my bedtime routine. I take a shower, brush my teeth, and get into bed. I usually fall asleep around 10:30. Now, let's break it down into smaller pieces. Repeat each part after me. I usually get home from work around 6 in the evening. I'm always tired, so the first thing I do is change into comfortable clothes. Now you try. Then I go to the kitchen and start preparing dinner. I like cooking simple meals, maybe pasta, or stir-fried vegetables with rice. Your turn. While I'm cooking, I listen to music or a podcast. Repeat after me. After dinner, I wash the dishes and tidy up a little. Then I have my free time. Now you. Sometimes I watch a show, sometimes I read, or I just scroll through my phone. Your turn. Amazing! You're getting it. Around 9:30, I start my bedtime routine. I take a shower, brush my teeth, and get into bed. Repeat. I usually fall asleep around 10:30. Now you. Wonderful. Now, let's do the whole story together. One more time. I usually get home from work around 6 in the evening. I'm always tired, so the first thing I do is change into comfortable clothes. Then I go to the kitchen and start preparing dinner. I like cooking simple meals, maybe pasta or stir-fried vegetables with rice. While I'm cooking, I listen to music or a podcast. After dinner, I wash the dishes and tidy up a little. Then I have my free time. Sometimes I watch a show, sometimes I read, or I just scroll through my phone. Around 9:30, I start my bedtime routine. I take a shower, brush my teeth, and get into bed. I usually fall asleep around 10:30. Wonderful work. You just described a complete evening routine in English. Amazing work today. Let's look at what we accomplished. We practiced 27 sentences about evening routines. You learned how to talk about coming home, making dinner, relaxing, and going to bed. From simple sentences to a complete story. That's real progress. You can now describe your entire evening in English. And hey, if you stumbled on some words, that's totally normal. That's how we learn. Every mistake is just practice in disguise. Here's what to do next. Number 1, choose 5 sentences from today that match your evening routine. Practice those every day this week, out loud, not just in your head. Number 2, tomorrow evening, Try describing what you're doing in English. Even if you're alone, say it out loud. I'm making dinner. I'm washing dishes. It feels weird at first, but it works. Number 3. This weekend, record yourself talking about your evening routine for 30 seconds. Then listen back. You'll be surprised how much you've improved. Remember, thousands of learners are practicing these same sentences right now. We're all in this together, getting a little better each day. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. You just need to communicate clearly, and you're absolutely doing that. Perfect grammar? Not important. Real conversation? Ni. That's the goal. So give yourself some credit. You showed up. You practiced. You improved. That's more than most people do today. Thank you for practicing with me this evening. I'm Maya from Rise on English. Keep practicing, keep improving, and most importantly, keep rising. See you in the next video. Friend.